you guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute. There's been so much going on. Let's get into it, okay? So I have been working on a lot lately. Like, there's been several campaigns that I've been working on, some brand related things and whatnot. There's several things that I've been working on, campaigns. I've also just kind of like, I took some time out to just like refresh and recalibrate a little bit. I have a schedule for this channel, and if you kind of scroll through, you'll kind of see like with my content what I post when. But today is just kind of like a refresher, welcome to my channel type vlog. It's a little random, but there's a few things that I want to talk about. I think that one thing that's really important to know and to think about is that when you're online, if you're somebody who's just like consuming media, somebody who just, you know, watches people's YouTubes and TikToks and vlogs and even things like television and film, you have to remember that no matter what it is that you're looking at, you're not always getting the whole picture of what everything is. So don't ever feel intimidated, because I think we all get into that phase where we kind of feel like imposters sometimes. And I've talked about that in a separate video before. You know what I'm saying? Where like you're looking at what somebody else is doing and you're like, I should be doing better. And I'm repetitive in these videos because, again, like I said, they're like a journal. But today I definitely want to take moments to reflect and talk to y'all, but I'm gonna kind of like take y'all with me and we'll just see how this day goes. I don't know. It's a few things going on today. It's National Comic Book Day, so I'm going to take y'all to the comic book store. And I think what we're going to wind up doing is I'm going to show y'all the comics that I got, and then we're going to talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I know that's like a total left, but I just think it would be fun to talk about comic books and to nerd out a little bit and talk about that movie. I'll do like a spoiler-free review, and then I'll do a spoiled review. So if you're watching this video, you'll have time to like stop it before I start spoiling. So let's get into the video. This should be a lot of fun. Let's go. Okay, so it's like 2 days later, but that's okay. So as promised, let's get into it. Okay, so I want to first show y'all what I got from Free Comic Book Day, because like I didn't expect for there to be so many, and I go to the comic book shop almost like weekly at this point. Between me and my little guy, like we love it, so we just go all the time. But I want to show y'all the comics that I got, and I need to start reading them. I started one of them and we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to get into the Multiverse of Madness. So this first one I got is really cool. It is a Marvel Voices comic book. It's the first volume edition, whatever. Yeah, I don't know what it's about, but it looks really cool. But it's like different. I don't know. Let y'all look at some of the, you know, got some good representation going on here. I don't know anything about it. I honestly just blindly picked this one up, but cover is pretty freaking awesome. So maybe I'll do like a review video on just the comics. I don't know. All right, and then the next one we have is Archie, which like is my childhood, because my dad is kind of a comic book nerd, but he really was obsessed with Archie and would collect all of the Archie comics because it reminded him of his childhood. So got Archie, and yeah, this one is just like, I think it's one that they made just for Free Comic Book Day, because it literally says it on there and it says 0, so I don't know. Okay, and then next thing's next. Let's keep going. I have a lot, y'all. Like, I got a lot of them, so let's keep going. All right, this one, Equilibrium. Again, I have no idea what it's about. This one, Equilibrium. Again, I have no idea what it's about. I think it's about vampires. If you guys recognize any of these, please comment below. Sonic. Goes without saying, it's Sonic. And then Primos 1 of 4, Spanish edition included. So there's 4 parts of this, and this is part 1. Primos. Never read this one either. Then I also got, oh my god, I started reading this one. So this is actually a DC comic called Galaxy the Prettiest Star, and it's about this alien princess who comes to Earth, and her disguise is a teenage boy. It's so interesting. There's some really good like LGBTQ plus representation in here. It's Very good, very entertaining. I'm about halfway through, and I think this is just like a preview because it's actually a bigger graphic novel, but this is just like the beginning of it, and I'm sold. I am a fan, regardless of your gender. Try this one out. Okay, and then, because we're just gonna keep going. Oh, so this is not from Free Comic Book Day. This was one of my purchases, but I call her Girl Wolverine. Don't come for me. But this is number 10 of this series, and I have not started it yet, so I'm gonna have to get into it. This is my first introduction to her. Don't come for me. So yeah.
The nightmare begins.
So if you're still here, you've seen the movie. Let's talk. This movie was directed by Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi is an amazing director, but he's one of those directors that when he directs something, you know he does it. He did a bunch of the older Spider-Man movies. He did the Evil Dead franchise. He's done many things. He's iconic, right? And I found a lot of things really interesting about this movie. Visually, it was gorgeous. I think the score and the music that they used was very interesting, like the little guitar riffs every now and then. I'm like, okay, this is different. So I enjoyed all of that. I also enjoyed just kind of like the spectacle of it all. Like, as soon as the movie starts, like, you're thrown into the action.
He was right.
And I was not ready for that. And it's just like, whoa, 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 what's going on with, you know, America and Ponytail Strange. I call him Ponytail Strange. Fun fact, originally when I first saw Defender Strange, I thought he had cornrows, and I just was like, but then I realized it was a ponytail, so whatever. But anyway, things I liked about this movie. I enjoyed the dedication to showing us just how deep-rooted Wanda's pain was, and even though she, you know, freed all the people from the Hex in WandaVision and had her resolve, her arc was not over. Oh no, honey. This was her full villain era. And I was really here for it. It gave me very dark feminine energy, and at the end of the day, we kept getting reminded that she just want her churn. Like, I just want my kids. So I think the whole storytelling aspect of it was great. I do think that there were some pieces that felt like they were kind of missing, and there were some points where I was like, okay, that doesn't make much sense, or I would have liked to see this happen, and we're gonna get into that in a second. I also, again, loved the visuals. Now, I've heard people complain about the CGI with this movie. There were times where it was a bit much, and it honestly just looked kind of just off. Did it look for anybody else? But overall, they did a really good job with blending the real environment with the CGI factors. I loved the cameos. The cameos, that was the one thing that when the trailer came out, and you could hear Patrick Stewart's voice, I initially did not realize it was him until someone told me. I kind of wish I had no clue that that was him or they were gonna be in it, because I tried to stay like as blind to this movie and anything about it as possible, but I still found that out, and I'm sure like that's common knowledge because you can hear him, but if I hadn't been told, I would have noticed, because I really, you know, I don't know, it just didn't click for me. So that was one thing. I'm like, imagine having that experience of going into this movie, never have seen a trailer at all, and freaking Patrick Stewart pops up with the classic X-Men cartoon wheelchair and the music and the like. I would literally like pee myself. It was also really exciting seeing Monica Rambeau's mom as Captain Marvel, seeing Black Bolt, which I'd never heard of. Apparently he's from a show called Inhumans, or from a series within Marvel called Inhumans. And then who else did we have? Oh, we had oh my god, I always forget her name. I want to call her Captain Britain. That is not her name. Do not come for me. My god, I cannot. Agent Carter. There we go. Peggy Carter, the lovely Peggy Carter. I could do this all day. So we got to see her, and we had non-evil Mordo, which turned out to be pretty evil. Well, anyway, so yeah, they pretty much all got annihilated. I hated that, but I love seeing them, and I honestly wanted more of those moments. So let's get into what I didn't like. I did not appreciate, although I get it because we had to see just how ferocious and fierce Wanda was, how we get presented all of these really cool variant heroes, and they are variants, so it's okay. But still, we get presented all of these cool, you know what I'm saying, heroes, just to have them slaughtered. So that was kind of like crappy, you know. I felt like there were parts of the story that seemed a little rushed and disjointed, and I know that this was a movie that like had quite a few changes, and the timing of when it was supposed to come out was a little different. So I wonder what changed. One thing that was interesting to me is that I think I wanted to see a little bit more of Wanda's descent into madness, but I think we did get a little bit of that at the end of WandaVision. We could kind of see, you know, her looking for her sons with the Darkhold, and then of course once you use the Darkhold, it kind of takes over your mind. I was also hoping that we got another big bad. That part was shocking to me, that she was the only big bad. Of course we had the Darkhold, but I felt like there was room and there were hints, and if you paid close attention, I was still waiting on a particular certain somebody, and they have not popped up yet. And I'm like, one day. Also, would have liked to see Vision. I just throwing that out there. Vision's just somewhere flying off in the sky, contemplating the meaning of life in the ship of Theseus, or whatever it was called. I don't know. Overall, I would give this movie, I want to say an 8 out of 10. I need to go see it again, honestly. It's one of those movies you need to see multiple times. I remember walking away feeling kind of like, that was good, but just felt like it was missing something. I love the horror elements. I love when we get that shot of Wanda coming through the tunnel underground when they're trying to escape out of the sanctum, and she's like blood on her face, and she's like the jump scares. That was fire.
Viz had his theories.
Fire. I would have loved more of that energy, and I would have loved more variants. I would have loved for, you know, those cool superhero variants to have survived, or maybe we encounter some other ones back on Earth. Like, I wanted more little surprises, and I think that this movie gave us like very straightforward, this is what it is, you know. Outside of these little moments, there's no real like, whoa, oh my god, you know. You didn't get a whole lot of that. Pretty much what you see is what you get. So I appreciate this movie. I would love to see, not a part 2 of it, obviously, because now Wanda's gonna have a whole new arc. You know, Doctor Strange at the end runs off, spoiler warning, with Clea, who I didn't realize was Clea, and I've been looking for Clea since WandaVision. So, because apparently Doctor Strange was supposed to be in WandaVision.
Everything's strange.
That's a whole nother video, whatever. So yeah, that's my review on Doctor Strange. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. If you're still watching, Doctor Strange was a very good movie. Multiverse of Madness, very good. Needed a little help in the CGI department, a couple of plot holes, but very good. And those couple of sentences, that's a spoiler-free warning. So if you're here, you're in the right place. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Let's talk. Talk to y'all later.